What is up, you're the Roger Villarks back here, but this time, free agency and the contracts and everything. The Canucks, we just finished up our draft, we won the Stanley Cup, so we came into this draft with some momentum, but we had a lot of good picks, and we made a lot of good draft picks. So what I did right here, before the video started, was I already made a few signings of the players who I wanted to keep. I let some guys go, but really when it comes to who we still have on the team that is unsigned, we have Vitaly Abramov, who I don't want to sign just yet. I want him to get a little bit more experience down there in the QMJHL before we bring him up to the AHL. 67 overall is a bit too low for the AHL. You know, we could actually sign him. Maybe he'll be like a 71 or a 72 by the season starts, but I want him to spend a little bit more time in the queue. And Cole Candela, well, he's got no potential in this game. The only two players we have left, Emerson Edom, who I've left as a restricted free agent for a reason, because I do not want Edom on the team next year. I think that he is trade bait in this game. He's 25 years old, top 6 potential, 83 overall. Then we also got Alex Burrows. Now, Burrows, he wants a two-way deal, so I see nothing wrong with trying to keep Alex Burrows. If he's still on the team, great. He can be a good depth player or a good AHL player. He's a two-way guy, so that means that we're going to be paying him a different amount based on whether he's in the NHL or the AHL. So there's really nothing to lose if we keep a guy like Burrows, especially at 36 years old and at 1 year. We have $5 million in cap space, so we're going to offer a contract to Burrows. And we're going to take a look at the team that we have now. So, on the team, Daniel Henrik Eriksson, these guys, they're a given. Horvat, he signed for a $3.8 million deal for 3 years, or 2 years, yeah, it was 2 years. So this is basically like a tiny little prove-it deal, mind you. Then next up we have Sutter, Edom's going to be gone, and I'm planning to trade away Alexander Semin. He's got $3 million in cap space, so I think his services are not really required as much as they were last year, because, you know, he's got some good shooting stats and good offensive stats, but he's a third-line scorer making $3 million on a team that wants to keep on going, you know? We want to keep things up because the Sedins, they're not slowing down. They were at 88 at the start of the season. Now they're at 89 one season later. So Semin, I think we could be able to use him for trade bait to get some better players. Virtanen, he's still here. Burrows, we're going to offer him a contract. Granlund, Berchi, Besser, we offered a contract to as well. Now, Besser is over here. Eli Tolvanen is another guy. And really, we got to offer a contract to Eli Tolvanen as well, because if he's not in the NHL, he's going to be in the AHL. And at 76 overall, with some fantastic offensive abilities, just like this guy has, you know, this fantastic Finn, can't go wrong. We also got ourselves Pipanen, who, you know, this guy, he was drafted in the 6th round by us. He's 20 years old. I like his skating. He's got some good speed. And, you know, he's 74 overall, which means that he's already ready to play in a depth role in the Utica Comets system. And he's 20 years old, which is pretty good too. This is probably where we're going to stop signing people. So, wait a minute. Oh, yeah, okay. So, this is probably the part where we're just going to leave some guys. The guys who have potential we're going to sign, because the only reason I signed these guys is because they were going to go to UFA. So we had to sign them now to keep them in our system. So really, the only guys that we have that aren't looking too favorable are these guys down here. Everybody else seems to be doing all right for themselves. Actually, this is just the forward, so let's go over to the defensemen, and we'll take a look at what we have here. Edler, Goodbranson, Hutton I was able to get for $4 million for a few years. Tanev we're going to keep. Wisniewski, I'm probably going to trade Wisniewski. I'm looking for big improvement out of Nikita Triamkin this year, and Triamkin's spot in the team will probably be taken up by either Subban, Stetcher, or Uolivi. One of these spots will be taken, but if worst comes to worst, we can always trade away Wisniewski. That's probably going to be the plan. Trade away Semin, trade away Edom, trade away Wisniewski, and maybe trade away Tanev as well. Because if a few of these guys just become too good, we're probably going to have to start freeing up some spots. We got some other guys here. Black, Urson, This guy was the guy we picked up in free agency last year, so I'm still looking forward for him. And Valimaki is all the way down here at 59 overall. We're not going to do anything with him right now because, you know, he could literally be a bust right now. So, looking at goaltenders, we have these four. Demko is probably going to make the big jump to the NHL next year, so Orchio is probably going to get traded. Markstrom, will keep him as the starter unless we want to go out there and get a definitive number one starter, but Markstrom, he is a Stanley Cup champion. So, with all that said, we only have a few guys that are going to restricted free agency. That's Everson Edom. We don't really have that many people going to UFA because I released them already. So, what we should do over here is we'll take the calendar screen on and we will simulate up to free agency. So, this is the point where we'll be able to see who's available, and we'll be able to start making trades, so that's pretty good. You know? Okay, there we go. Let's update the scout. And let's start out by just looking at the free agents. So we're at 94, 90-something, and 85 in terms of our team. And it looks like here we've got some good free agents. Now, Brad Marchand, $7 million. That is, I don't like that. We could definitely try to go for Marchand, but $7 million, absolutely, no, that is not, no, especially at 4 years. That will definitely affect our future, considering when this contract is like in its like at the center of its length, it's probably going to be the time where Horvat and all of them are going to get their big boy contracts. So yeah, no to Brad Marchand. Tyler Johnson is another guy up here. He's listed as a second liner. We got a few second lines and third liner players over here. Really, I'm not seeing anybody that would be able to make a good impact on our team. All of these guys are fairly young, except for freaking Chris Kunitz. But, yeah, the money, the salary expected out of these players, I'm not liking that. Let's sort by potential instead, see what we have over here. So, in terms of potential guys, we got one elite, but he's 26, he's 87 overall, that's Tyler Johnson. Alright, Emerson Edom, nah, you're gonna be traded, buddy, you're gonna get traded. Taking a look at this, we'll take a look at Blake Spears right here, from the Sault Ste. Marie Greyhounds. He is, top 6 low, so he's got some potential, he's 78 overall. So, you know what, let's offer him a contract. Let's offer him a contract, because if he grows, by the start of the season, he'll probably be like a 70, a 71. He'll be able to play in Utica in a depth role at 20 years old. Probably, you know, I wouldn't like that too much, having a 70 overall playing in Utica, but he's a free agent, and we're going to have to go for players like this to improve our future. So, we'll be going for him. We'll also go for Nicholas Malak as well, because, yeah, he's also one of these players who, if he gets a contract, you know, he's going to play in Utica. I wouldn't prefer he play in Utica because he's fairly young, but, you know, let's just take it as it is. This guy as well, what's his name? Philip Ahl. Top 9, medium. Wouldn't hurt to try this guy out. He's, getting contacted by Colorado as well. We'll be able to send him a contract. Rodin, I actually let go because he's 77 overall. This guy over here, Videmo, let's also try to go after him. Notice the pattern here, guys. We're taking the guys underneath 22 years of age and with some decent potential. Martins Diazerkal. We'll also try to get this guy drafted by Toronto in 2015. So, yeah, here we go. There's a contract offer to him. And one more, Sami Niku. I like this guy's name. I want to get him just because of his name. But he's also got some decent potential. The same potential as Valimaki, actually. So, wow, okay. We also got VD Vineo. That's, alright, that took me a few times to pronounce. But we'll send a contract out to him. Patrick Weirkosh is actually on here as well. Mikola, we'll see if we'll be able to get him. Nico Mikola, we're just taking all these guys, seeing who's available, seeing the guys who have some NHL potential, and we'll be able to sign them. Pavel Datsuk is a 20-year-old right-wing sniper from Russia, I assume. We're not gonna get him. Not gonna get him. He's a bottom 6 medium. That's risky. Okay, so it looks like we got ourselves, we might be able to go for one more, Yuri Vishnevsky. I don't see anything too much that I like about him, and plus his potential isn't that well, so we'll just be able to go with those. Let's go into goalies too, see if there's any goalies that are available that have potential. So, any young potential goalies. Oh my gosh, Jonas Korpisalo, medium elite? He's a free agent? Oh my goodness, okay. Okay. He wants $3 million, so I think that's probably the only thing that would, like, not make him suitable to be signed on this team. We could potentially get rid of Orcho and have Markstrom and Korpisalo as the tandem, but then what's going to happen to Demko? We could trade away Markstrom and Orcho as well and bring in 2 new goalies, Korpisalo and Demko. That could definitely work. But it comes to a point where both of these guys are probably going to be like 87s or 88s, and we have another Luongo-Schneider situation. It would be a good move in terms of what we're getting, because we'll be able to trade Korpisalo or Demko along the line to get some good assets if we sign Korpisalo here. But if we do, we're going to be forced, and we're going to have to make a decision on whether or not to keep one of these guys. So, is it worth the risk? Plus, he's a restricted free agent, too. So, in the meantime, let's just go after Viktor Grachev. He's 67 overall. He'll probably be down there in Utica. And, yeah, I think we're going to be good on that end. Let's see what else we got here. Okay. I'm liking what we see. I think we're all right for now. But in order for us to actually make some free agent signings to beef up our team, we're going to need to free up some cap space. And that comes first by getting rid of the guys like Edom and all them. So Edom, Semin, and Wisniewski, these guys are all going to be taken out. We're going to trade these guys. We're going to get some assets back and just see what we're able to come out with when in terms of the team that we got. So yeah, let's save the game real quick first. And we'll be able to see just what we're able to come away with. So, okay. Game is saving. Let's go. Wow, this actually takes quite a bit to save. I'm not gonna lie, I thought it would take way shorter. Alright, it's still processing. Come on, game. Alright. Okay, so let's go to the trade and improve section of the team. We'll go to propose trade, and we'll put our assets immediately, just straight up, onto the trade block. Notice we have 32 contracts. That's good, because we made room for all of those young guys to come onto the team. Wisniewski, okay. So Wisniewski, and then who else was there? Semin and Edom, right. Alright, here's Edom. He's a restricted free agent. He doesn't count as a contract. And then Alexander Semin. Where is he? There he is, up there. So, let's take a look at teams here first that want all of them. So Anaheim, alright, Anaheim wants all of them. Columbus wants all of them. I think I would rather trade to Columbus because they're in the East. LA wants all of them. Minnesota wants all of them. Montreal, okay. Montreal is a team that, you know, I want to look at their defense. I want to see the defensive core of the Montreal Canadiens. Let's go right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So immediately, if you get yourself, James Wisniewski, you're improving the team. You're getting yourself another guy. Alright, New Jersey wants them all too. Let's just see who they got here. Yeah, Wisniewski's gonna be a good player for, the Jersey Devils if he gets sent over there. And yeah, that's interesting to note. Alright, let's see. The New York Rangers want all of them. New York, actually, I think they need some players. Yeah, Alex Biega is their 6th defenseman. Having a guy like Wisniewski would really benefit them. But still, they have Andre Padan too. Yeah, another factor that plays into it is the rookie skaters, because we want assets, guys. We want assets, and if we want assets, we're going to have to trade to teams that have assets. So, alright, Philadelphia, let's just take a look at them. I know for a fact. Their defensive core is great. They got Moran, Sanheim, Provorov, Gostisbehere. It's incredible. It's incredible. Just how good their defensive prospect pool is. Oh, the Pittsburgh Penguins want all of these guys too. We would be able to get Sprong from them And yeah, I would like to have Daniel Sprong from the Pittsburgh Penguins. St. Louis, let's take a look at who they want to give up. Vince Dunn. Wow, okay. So they want to get rid of this guy. They have Jordan Schmaltz. It's interesting. Let's just take a look. Keep on going through what we see here. You know what? I want to take a look at Chicago for a sec. I want to see how good is Nick Schmaltz. Nick Schmaltz as in, Jordan Schmaltz's brother. Nick Schmaltz is an 81 overall with elite potential. Okay. We could actually try to get a guy like Alex DeBrincat, but, the salary cap and everything. So, taking into account all the salary cap teams, yeah, New Jersey is like the only one we could actually trade for, or trade with. So, if we take a look at their prospects and all that, they got Nate Bastian, which is good, but you know that they don't want to trade Nate Bastian. They drafted Bastian and McLeod in the same year, but the reason being is that the previous year, McLeod, Bastian, and Alex Nylander, those were the guys down at Mississauga. So you know what? We actually would be able to get a good prospect. You know what? Let's see if we can just snag a pick from them, maybe a first, because we got some value coming over here. Let's see. Okay, so let's see if this trade will go through. Edom and Semin. Edom and Semin to New Jersey for New Jersey's first. Let's also see if we can add like a fifth and a sixth. All right, let's see if this will go through. Everything is green or red. So Semin Wisniewski for a first, a fifth, and a sixth. Will this go through? This one will go through. All we got to do left is trade Emerson Edom. And we'll take a look at what we have here. So, Emerson Edom, all right. Now, a whole bunch of teams want Edom, which is, it makes sense. He's got some potential and all that. But if we're going to trade away Edom, I want to get a guy back who has, oh man, like this guy, Shane Prince. The reason I say Shane Prince is because he's angry. He's angry. He doesn't want to be in New York. Tavares, wow, he doesn't have full trade value. That's very interesting. I want to trade for a guy who we know has a good shot at being a good NHL player. Edom, of course, he's got a good chance. He's 83 overall, but on a team where, like us, where we're trying to get younger and we're trying to take some of these younger guys and make them into better players, a guy like Edom doesn't fit in well. So I think that it would be best to try and go for a good prospect that has a very good chance of making the NHL as a good player. So we're taking a look at all these teams that want Edom, and we'll take a look at who they would be willing to give for a guy like Emerson Edom. So it doesn't look too much like there are any like super good prospects that would be able to take Edom. Maybe we could just trade him back to Anaheim and it'll be good. But I don't know. We could try to trade for Tomas Hertl, but this will not go through. Let's see what's going on over in Anaheim because they want Edom. They want Edom back, and wow, this is actually interesting. Wow. So Nick Ritchie is a 21-year-old low elite power forward at 82 overall. He's listed as a depth forward. This, I would be okay with this. Nick Ritchie, elite low at 82 overall. I would be perfectly fine with this, actually. You know what? Let's pull the trigger. I want to get for this team, Nick Ritchie. He's got elite potential. It's low, but it's still elite. It's much better than what Edom has, so let's see if this will go through. Alright, Edom and a sixth for Nick Ritchie. Let's see if this will go through. Yes, this one went through. The Vancouver Canucks have acquired Nick Ritchie, and because of that now, let's take a look at our lines. Let's take a look. Alright, forward, Sedin Eriksson, that's great. Horvat, Sutter, Burrows, okay, this is where it drops off a little bit. We got ourselves a whole bunch of 82s over here, but this is great because now we have $12.5 million in cap space. You know what that means? We could get ourselves some fairly good players over here. We could potentially get ourselves some studs in free agency. We have $12 million in cap space, and we have ourselves a team that, we got We made a few moves. We traded Wisniewski because we know that Wisniewski can be replaceable. Triamkin's gonna grow. Somebody who's on the Utica squad is gonna be able to grow and take over Triamkin's place. Triamkin taking over Wisniewski's place in the process. If worse comes to worse, we can trade Tanev. Who knows? The possibilities are endless with this team right now. Just another look at all of the free agents we got because, we just made our moves. We've got a team that we're happy with, but we can always get more because we have $10 million in cap space. So, I'm interested in seeing what we'll be able to do with this squad. Maybe we can get a guy like Martin Hanzal, who is 4.175. He's requesting that. He's listed as an exact top 6, but he's listed as a third liner. Maybe if we get him, we got ourselves a solid third line. But then again, 4.15 million playing on the third line. That's kind of risky. Maybe we could just go for Brad Marchand. He wants $6.8 million, but he's a very good player. Or maybe we can just go into the goalie market. Take a look at what we have here. Ben Bishop wants $8.2 million. The possibilities, man, we got possibilities. You guys, comment down in the comment section below. What should we do with our extra cap space? Should we try to go for some of these players, or should we try to make a little bit more trades so we can acquire even more players? Hope you guys enjoyed this virtual passing in Gaming, and bye.